Schema what now? Oh yeah, in this vlog here, I'm going to attempt, likely succeed. I don't know if you guys will ever watch this or choose to pay attention and then choose to kind of put the pieces together to understand it. But this vlog is about teaching you a little bit more about the schemas that you need to understand as a species so that you can grasp the concept of what you suffer from as a collective, as a species. Again, I'm the same species as you. I call myself the Homo sentient sapien or Homo sapien because I've done the work to self-actualize the maturation process. And I've done it at great hardships, and more hardships than if the norm didn't suffer from this, of course. Because if the norm didn't suffer from HSD so much, then, it'd be easier to have gone through the process of maturation and self-actualization to have the Homo sapien human thinking tools up here. So I'm going to start saying 100% of you suffer from this because, and you can challenge me at any time on this as long as it's public, because that's my worldview, transparent life, public, because that's what an Homo sapien is capable of. If you don't want that, you're not an Homo sapien. So, or you sell the image, but that's good enough for you. You don't need to actually walk the talk. And there's a difference between talking the talk and walking the talk. And of course, it's very apparent in who suffers from HSD and who doesn't, and who's comfortable with each. So 100% of you, because too many of you thought you were the exception, because you were in a conversation about this subject with me, and you found it interesting, and therefore you believed you were the exception. But the more you interact with me, the more you realize you are not the exception, and the more uncomfortable it makes you to interact with me. And some of you even do preemptive strikes. So I'm a lot more at peace living among you than I used to be, suffering from species alienation and great disappointment and disconnection from my own species because you suffer from HSD, a variety of human domestication syndromes that prevents you from accessing the higher functions of your brain in a way to adapt or self-correct or evolve or undergo a maturation process to do the type of personal development that sticks, that doesn't die off, and that allows for more and more and growing, to become more than, well, let's say the norm, but to actually become what you're capable of, even generally speaking, with the DNA you're born with. But I've also stated in previous vlogs that this mimetic type disease, and again, what you suffer from is there's no pill overnight cure, and there's no institutions to go to. I could tell you what work you need to do, but you are extremely unlikely to do it. And if you do, you'll be so rare that the type of aloneness that you would feel and the bridges that you'd be burning, is not something you would choose to do. And you don't choose to do it, not just because of a lack of sapience, but a lack of sentience. Oh boy, I think really I've said a lot already. I think I'm going to do this in 3 parts. And then I'm, no more than 4 minutes each.